All right, folks, we're back. Oh, that one took me a little longer than usual to get set up, but here we are. Just had to refresh myself. It's been a while since I've done a on-stream setup. All right, so here we are with our Lantern Year 1 hunt against the Croc. I should probably get this ready. Hunt events, there we go. So, who is joining us? I'm leaving our special kid behind for now, just because I'm a little unsure about Monster Panic. Like, again, I know the Croc does a lot of brain stuff. I don't remember how much of it is specifically intimidate actions. I absolutely no one died. Um, you don't have to watch the VOD. Just trust me on this. So we're leaving our special child behind, but who we are bringing with us? No, I that would be silly. I would never do that. I mean, he may. You should. Yes. Um, Pizza, you can trust me. So, who is coming along on our first Lantern Year hunt? We have returning Randolph. Randolph is going to be our Fist and Tooth user. Get that extra luck in there. Other than that, nothing really going on with him at the moment. Listen, okay, real talk. Does it count as me killing someone if their heart exploded? I don't think so. Moving on. We have returning Leo. Leo is going to be our primary tank. Don't quite have a full armor set, but uh, we do have the +1 evasion activated on the Rawhide Vest, as well as +1 evasion from the Monster Grease. So should have a good amount of survivability. Also get some triggers for that fear knowledge. A new, not new, this was our survivalist with Lysandra, and while I'm thinking of it, I need a token. There we go. So Lysandra is going to be using the bone darts, and that's about it. Got a lot of other good stuff going on. Definitely going to try to hopefully get a desperate strike trigger. Which, now that I'm thinking of it, let me actually swap. I like that better. And then our last hunter is going to be Marlene. Marlene was one of our parents last Lantern Year, has a nice little boost to survival. Otherwise, nothing special going on with her either. The problem we have is Lysandra and Marlene currently have no insanity. So we need to really hope to get some insanity on our hunt phase, or it's going to be a slow start to this fight. And then finally, bringing up the scout position is going to be Marie. Marie did not have a great prologue Lantern Year, so she's just going to be lugging around the pack and doing that sort of stuff. And I think that's everything. Croc himself is just about the same as it was in the prologue, has an extra toughness, a few extra wounds. Gonna have some nastier cards in the deck. But just stick to the strategy and we'll be okay. We will take a look at the game board when we get around to the showdown. So I think that's everything we need. We can kick off our hunt phase, and I like to roll to see who goes first. With a 6, get over there. That is going to be Lysandra with our first hunt event. It's just a regular random hunt event. with a 9. Okay. Golden light. Oh, we were one off from the harvester. My goodness. The golden light blinds the survivors, stopping them in their tracks. The light shines from a single source. The event revealer is compelled to investigate. They gain +1 courage and roll a d10. All right. Well, Lysandra, please enjoy a courage. We'll get to that roll in just a second. All right, and with the d10, 5. You wander through the light, bathed, or yeah, okay. If the event revealer is blind, that's not a matter. Okay. You wander through the light, bathed in a warm, awful feeling. You don't find anything other than exposure. Suffer monster-level event damage to a random hit location. All right. So that's going to be 1 damage to the waist. Not crazy about that. Does that trigger fear? When you suffer damage. So I'm going to count that. It doesn't say it has to be combat damage. All right, that's the end of that. So next up is going to be Marlene with our Croc event. Missing faces. Crudely cut holes litter the ground. Stone faces are missing from each gap underfoot. Nominate a survivor to investigate. Okay. So it doesn't really matter. I'd say it's beautiful even when they do die. Because there's nothing really that happens to the nominated survivor. It's all just general stuff. So we might as well just have Marlene make the roll. With a 10. Awesome. This must be a sign of other life. You find a naked and scared survivor and send them to the settlement. +1 population. Got another new friend. And that should be that. All right. We need insanity on this next hunt event, or this is going to be rough. Random hunt event. It's an 8. Wailing smoke. A constant moan follows the survivors. Eventually, they enter an area shrouded in thick fog, and the wailing reaches a fevered pitch. Every non-deaf survivor rolls a d10. If all survivors are deaf, blah, blah, blah. The lowest scoring survivor becomes a straggler. All right, well, let's start with Marie. With a 4, Randolph with a 5, Leo with a 6, Lysandra with a 5, and Marlene with a 6. So it's Marie with her 4. Nobody has noisy stuff. The pack isn't noisy, it's stinky, right? Yeah. Okay. So each straggler rolls a d10. Okay, so each straggler rolls a d10. This doesn't matter. This doesn't matter. Okay, so Marie just rolls a d10 with a 10. Mimicking the disturbing smoke, you calmly start to wail with it. Gain +2 insanity. All right, I needed insanity. I just would have preferred if it was on somebody else. But beggars can't be choosers. And then Randolph starts the fight with the Croc. So let's move Croc back to the spot. And this is something I'm trying to remember. Yeah, so we get the blood pool, survivor corpse, and then a random. I seem to remember when it first rolled out, we were either getting an extra terrain or we were missing one. So survivor, what is glowing waypoint? Yep, this is something we are just not going to touch. So let's toss that in the corner. And this will come over here somewhere. We'll take care of that in a second. All right, so typical setup here. Is it there? Did I snipe that? I did. Nice. And just kind of array ourselves. So Lysandra and Marie both need to get to the blood pool. So they're going to set up in this configuration. Or Marlene, sorry. Randolph and Leo are both okay. So we'll just set them up like so. And Marie, just far away. But, okay, somebody can interact with that survivor corpse. So that's actually... Yeah, normally I would have Marie do that, but let's give it to Lysandra. All right, feeling all right with that. That's so right off the rip. The ladies are terrified. So it's going to be, that's the wrong person. So it's going to be a couple of turns of them just kind of hanging out. Because they need one turn to get insanity and then one turn to remove terrified. Other than that, I think we're ready to kick it off. So we will start off with a mood. Okay, that's not a great start. Monster's blood begins to superheat, stirring everything nearby into a rage. When a survivor wounds the monster, they gain the priority target token and suffer the frenzy brain trauma. When somebody suffers frenzy, discard boiling blood. Interesting. Can we use that to our advantage? Because frenzy will give us insanity. But then they're going to have the priority target token while terrified, which I don't like. So what we can do, and again, this is planning. We'll try to trigger that with the bone darts, because Marlene can run away. That's the thought. But we still have to draw another AI card. I'm not going to do the whole wound thing. Technically, since this is out of the deck, it counts as a wound, but it's going to go right back in discard pretty shortly. Mocking Bite. Closest threat facing in range is going to be just about anybody. And we are obviously going to choose Leo since he is our tank. Actually don't like that, but okay. 2 speed, but he is an evasive boy, so it's going to be hitting on 6s. 1 hit. We're pretty much definitely going to dodge this. Actually, we can take this. We'll take the 1, and we'll gain Terrified, and we'll just get rid of it on our next turn and be okay. He only has 1 survival, so I don't want to waste it on that. Because that's the end of the Croc. So, Leo is just going to spend his turn getting rid of Terrified. Let's see. The Croc has a movement of 6. So if Marlene 2, 3, 4, 5 goes to here, I'm going to use this as a placeholder. Oh no, I can just grab a token. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's risky. And then if she doesn't hit, that's basically just another wasted turn. I don't think it's worth it. I don't think it's worth it. I think we just slow play, take the smart moves. So Marlene will come over here, interact with the blood pool. With a 5, she will gain 1 insanity. And then we will have Lysandra interact with the Survivor Corpse. With a 6. 3 insanity and a skull. Nice. Oh, okay, that's huge. That is huge. So 1, 2, 3. Oops. Archive the terrain. Then we come in here and get a skull. And then as you see, when we get a skull, a survivor of our choice gains 1 insanity. So we will pop that onto Marlene, and then that gets everybody to that 2 that we need. 2 is the safe level of insanity I try to keep everybody at for this fight. Oh, and thank you, Hime, for the follow. I didn't hear my alert go off. Why did my alert not go off? I'm sorry, I missed that. Oh, it's while I was... Okay. Well, then you didn't get to hear my cool alert. I'm sorry. I didn't kill anybody. It was... They killed themselves. And Marie just kind of scoot out of the way. So, the only one that is going to actually do anything... Oh, and Lysandra is just going to step out of that weird... want to try and stay out of the side facing. Randolph can get into the blind spot. So, Fist and Tooth in the blind spot. It's going to be hitting on 7s. No hits. Okay. It's okay. It's okay. I don't stream a lot, so I know a lot of community members kind of don't notice. But welcome aboard. All right. So I'm actually feeling okay. Not a productive first turn offensively, but we accomplished a lot of goals that we need. Barbed Tail Whip. Closest threat in range. Oh, this is annoying. That's actually okay. That's actually okay. So what we do is we move from here, there. So this is going to attack everybody. Well, not everybody, but it will hit Randolph as well. So 2 speed hitting on 3s. So Randolph will be hit on a 3. Leo will be hit on a 6. And this is a chronic attack, so it's attacking everybody at the same time. So that is 2 hits on Randolph and then 1 hit on Leo. So we will do Randolph first. So that is going to be 1 damage each. Both to the head. Okay. Dodge one. Oops. But that does mean Randolph is knocked down. Come on. There we go. And then, oops, 1 damage to also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a bleed. Wondering if I should have made bandages instead of the gloves, but I think we'll be okay. And then Leo, that's 1 damage to his body, which we're probably just going to take. Because he will only go back to there and be knocked down and gain a bleed. Okay, not great, but okay. So that brings us back around to Survivor's turn. Leo and Randolph are both out of it. Okay, so the best place for Lysandra to be is actually right in front. With the Founding Stone, so hitting on 7s. Got a hit. Okay, that's fine. So with a toughness of 7, a strength of 2, so we're wounding on a 5. That fails. Okay. So he may, since you are here, since you're new here, I'm sorry. Let me do a quick rundown of everything that just happened there. Lysandra was swinging with this weapon, known as the Founding Stone. Has a speed of 2, which means she rolls 2 dice. Hits on a 7 or higher. So we rolled a 7 and a 1, or something like that. So we got 1 hit. So that we draw a hit location card. And this is where we will now need to attempt to wound the monster. The monster at level 1 has a toughness of 7. So that means we would need to roll a 7 in order to wound. The Founding Stone has a strength of 1. And then Lysandra herself has a strength of 1, which means we would have needed to roll a 5 to deal the wound. We failed to do that, so now we trigger this reaction that says failure. So the monster rolls without turning, full move the monster to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Didn't hit anybody, so that's the end of that. Marie, run. Actually, that's fine. Luckily, Marlene has the bone darts, so we should be able to get within 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can even stay there. So this is 1 speed, and we'll hit on a 7. That is a hit. And bone darts have surprisingly good strength. So 3 plus 1, 4. So this will wound on a 3. Yes, that is correct. So, okay, cool. Okay. So it normally moves 6, but it hits the wall and stops there. All right, so we got a Roly Croc on our hands. Not a fan of that. Poor Marie. She's in danger. Okay. That's all we can do this turn. So we get the Barbed Tail Whip. Closest threat in range is Marie. Oh, it's this one again. My goodness. All right, 2 speed, hitting on 3s. So now we have the, let's go through the quick rundown. So now we have the monster card. Every monster card has essentially a checklist to determine the target. So closest threat in range. Threat means anybody who is standing. So that would be either Marie, Lysandra, or Marlene. So closest threat was Marie. So then it will move. And this one specifically says we have to set it up so that the target is in the right spot. So basically directly behind. And then it's going to do an attack on this AoE. So speed 2 means the monster is rolling 2 dice. And accuracy of 3+ means the monster will hit on a 3 or higher. And that is 1 hit. So it deals 1 damage. And the way we determine damage is we roll a hit location die. So that will be 1 damage to Marie's head. So Marie has no armor in her head. If we look at her character sheet, so I don't fill out the armor on the character sheets. I have my overlay for that. It's just a little annoying to like keep going in and out when I'm trying to provide content. So you deduct armor. If you're out of armor, you start checking boxes. So like say, for example, arms, if it would have been 1 damage to the arms, I would have checked the light wound. Once you check the heavy wound, the character is knocked down. Any damage beyond a heavy wound becomes a severe injury. Odds are we will get to that at some point. Yes. So since that was the head, I would check the head box for Marie, which brings her to her heavy wound and knocks her down. And then also this has a trigger. So she'll get bleed 1 and knock back 5. So all those things happen. And I just remembered I have to also attend to something, because I forgot Leo did take a damage. Leo's actually taken a couple damage that I forgot to account for. So with the knowledges that we have here, fear, when you suffer damage, gain a checkbox. This would be Leo's 3rd checkbox for fear, which means he has learned fear 1. So we will come into this deck. We will remove fear 1 from the deck. And then we will search up fear 2. So we will put away fear 1. And now Leo permanently has fear 2. So can we just get rid of these? And then we will assign fear 2. So what does fear 2 mean? Fear 2 means when the monster targets you, you may spend 1 survival to suffer the flea brain trauma. Honestly, not something we particularly want to do very often, but it could be valuable. And then that will go into the deck for someone else to get at another point. And then Lysandra hasn't taken any damage except that first time. All right, so I think that's everything with the monster attack. So at the end of the monster's turn, Leo and Randolph will be able to stand up. Nobody's really going to be able to do much of anything. So we'll just start getting into range. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, no, we don't want to stand there. We want to draw the monster back towards the center. So we're not going to go crazy. So we're actually going to put Leo here. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I can get Marie up to here, and she can throw her bone dirt again. That's probably okay. So 1 speed will hit on a 7. Okay, nothing happening. What we can do, though, we can have Leo use his Rawhide Headband. Reveal the top 2 AI cards and place them back on top in any order. So we can essentially determine what the monster will do. This is bad. Yeah, we don't want to do this. It's not great, but we can deal with that. Okay, so yeah, we do have an actual intimidate actions. Good to know. So that is the end of our turn. There's nothing else anybody can do. Might as well, while I'm thinking of it, cash in Lyssandra's token to give her another survival. And that will give her a point in tenacity. Because she can hold more than 1 survival. Did I not? Let's check that off while I'm thinking of it. Rank 1. Okay. Sorry. Just making sure I've got everything in order. All right, so we are going to draw Hypnotic Strut. The monster full moves towards the center of the show. Oh, I should have thought about that a little better, because that's going to run over Marie. So when the monster lands on top of Marie, she's going to go flying back and get knocked down, but oh well. And then turn to face the most survivors. So it's either going to be this way, that way. I think the best one is going to be this way, because Lysandra has 3 insanity, Leo has 2, 2, 2, 3. Let's actually do it this way. So it'll target Randolph and Marie. Marie has insanity to burn. Not really going to be in too much danger for most of the fight. And Randolph is right here. He can replenish his insanity. All right, so all non-immortal survivors in facing. So facing is everybody like across this line in front of the monster. Intimidate all targets. The monster's many fingers gesticulate in a hypnotic wave. Oh, it doesn't even deal brain damage. Or I think it does. Like, I got to look that up. While its head sways counter to their rhythm. Okay, yeah, this is probably for the best. All targets suffer the flea brain trauma. So let's pop in here. To remind myself, flee, knocked down, knock back, and gain 1d5 insanity. Okay. So Marie will gain 4, and Randolph will gain 4. There's also something to do about that in a second. So he will go here and be knocked down, and Marie will stay knocked down, but kind of wiggle over that way. But because of Adrenal Adept, they did gain insanity from brain trauma, so they will each suffer 1 damage. So Marie will take a damage to her body, and Randolph will take a damage to his hands. Okay, that was a lot. But I think we're done with that turn. Marie will get to stand up. Randolph will not because he just got knocked down. Marie, just hang out in the corner, girl. You're fine. Marlene. No, she got knocked down during the monster turn as well. Okay, who have we got? We've got Lysandra and Leo. Lysandra's already in the blind spot, so might as well. With the Founding Stone, so in the blind spot, this will hit on 6s. 2 hits, and a perfect hit, which checks off Desperate Strike. Also, let me quickly update this for Randolph's Fear 2. So I think the way it works is Lysandra is not automatically upgraded to Fear 2. I'm going to have to double check on that. But I think that's how that works. Like, anybody new will get Fear 2, but I think Lysandra is still on Fear 1 for now. But we did trigger Desperate Strike. So perfect hit is rolling a Lantern 10 on your hit roll. So let's come in here, grab Desperate Strike. And get Desperate Strike 2. So let me clear this out. I don't think I've seen Desperate Strike 2 yet. Oh, we did. Did we get rid of the Terrifieds? I don't think we ever spent the actions to get rid of Terrified. I forgot about that. Ooh, I gotta do that. We got them the Insanity, but we never spent the actions. Chat, you didn't remind me. So now going forward on a perfect hit. Thanks, Pizza. Thanks a lot. On a perfect hit, gain +2 strength. That's huge. And then we upgrade still on perfect hits. Yeah, Hime, you're fine. Pizza, I expected better. All right, so we've got 2 locations. We can choose either. They're both pretty much the same. I don't really want to deal with Coagulated right now, so we'll do this one first. So 1, 2. So wounding on a 5. That is a wound. So we take the top card off the AI deck and place it into the wound stack. That is actually our first wound of the battle. And unfortunately, this is a Oh, I should have done it the other way around. I thought they were both failure actions. That's my bad. So reflex happens on either a wound or a failure. So he's going to roll away again. And we're going to get Lysandra the heck out of there. Because I forgot she's still terrified. So the best play at this point is, again, Rawhide Headband with Leo to see what we got coming up. That's not too bad. I think I'll deal with the Roar. Because this is just going to go after poor Marie again. And it's going to bring the Croc all the way over there, which I don't want. So yeah, we'll deal with the Roar next turn. And now that we know that that's coming, we can get Leo over here to a bit of a safe spot. Okay. That's our turn. Oh. And then that actually did trigger Boiling Blood as well. Oh, we could have used that to our advantage. Okay. Now that I'm remembering that, we're actually going to switch this. Because priority target will completely ignore all this, and Lysandra's out of range. Two, three, four, five, six. And Leo won't get run over either, so that's fine. But we do have to take care of this. So that means Lysandra suffers Frenzy and gets the priority target token. And then this goes into discard. So Frenzy means Lysandra gains 1d5 insanity, +1 speed, and +1 strength. May not spend survival, though, which sucks. So she will get 3 insanity. And then +1 speed and +1 strength. So speed is good because it means she's going to be attacking more often, but there is a card in here called the Trap. And the more often you're attacking, the more likely you are to hit it. And then again, since she did gain insanity from a brain trauma, she will take 1 damage to the head. Whoops. So that will also knock her down. That's okay. And then, yeah, that does trigger fear. Okay, that was a damage. Okay. So altogether, we're all right. So now we know it's going to draw a Mocking Bite. So it's just straight up going to target Marlene. And then if I remember correctly, priority target token. Let me just refresh my memory on this ruling. Once you're picked as target, you don't actually have to take damage. So the priority target will then go away. So it's just going to move towards Marlene. Or Lysandra, sorry. And do nothing. Even though Leo was in range, the Croc was not targeting Leo. All right. Actually working out in our favor. All right, so Marlene will stand up. Randolph will stand up. Lysandra got knocked down on her turn because of the frenzy. She was knocked down the entire monster turn, so she will also stand up. Got it. We're there. We figured it out. So, right now, before I forget, we're just going to kind of get Marlene out of that weird... just in case it wants to charge forward or something. Actually, we'll put her there because she's a ranged attacker. And they're both just going to get rid of Terrified. Because I cannot believe I forgot that. And Leo just going to stand right here and swing his axe. He actually hasn't attacked yet this entire fight. Bone Axe hits on a 6. One hit. Okay, nothing special going on here. 3 plus 1 natural strength, so he's wounding on a 3. It's a crit. Oh, this is huge. Okay, so first of all, the Bone Axe has Savage. If you critically wound, cause one additional wound. So we will take this card that we already knew what it was, and then one unknown card to deal 2 wounds. Next up. All right. If adjacent, you punch shoulder deep into the hole because we targeted the pale cloaca. Grabbing a fistful of organs before violently tearing it free. Gain a pseudopenis. So let's start with that. We got a pseudopenis. It's a consume thing. Okay. And roll a d10 on a 3+. So let's roll the d10 first. That is a 3+. The cloaca quivers before blasting you with a torrent of bloody secretions. Suffer knockback. Oh, wow. Suffer knockback 5. That's fine. Although that does leave Lysandra in a bit of danger. She, well, yeah, she would already used her turn. The waste leaves an inspiring design on you, and we gain paint. Oh my goodness. We have dash. Wow. Okay. We need to get our paint consequences. Which are sculpture. Pictograph. Face painting. We actually really need face painting. I think that's it. Yeah. So those 3 go into the deck now. Wow. Free paint. Awesome. All right. That is that. Huge. Huge. So it's now Randolph's turn. He's just going to move in. How's Randolph looking to fail? Randolph's taking some hits. I'd actually prefer if Lysandra was the target. One, two, three, four, 5. I think no matter what I do. 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so I think that's the best play. All right. Solid turn. So, the Reaping Bite. Place the token on the card. We'll do that in a moment. Closest threat facing in range. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so it's either Randolph or Lysandra. I would prefer if it was Lysandra, because Randolph doesn't have any survival. 2 speed, 3 accuracy. So that's 2 hits, +1 damage for each token on it. We theoretically put a token on it. So that's going to be 1 damage each to the legs and body. And honestly, Lysandra can just tank that. That's fine. So this is a repeat card. So that will go back on top of the deck. So definitely want to wound that off, or it's just going to keep stacking damage. All right, we are in position to do things. I don't like Randolph being where he is. but I can't put him anywhere better. So let's just have Leo step up and swing his axe. That worked out pretty well for us last time. Not so well this time. You did good, Leo. Lysandra, just stay there as well. She'll hit on 7s. 1 hit. Okay, that's to the right, so Randolph would be okay. So 1, 2, wounding on a 5. That is a wound. So this card is now gone. And he's just going to roll to the right. While rolling, the monster's back fingers open as it shuffles stone faces onto its back. If the 99-finger spine hit location is in the discard pile or in play, place it on top. I don't think it is. It is not, so nothing happens. All right, so Randolph, you can just step up now. Might as well use the blood pool. Oops. With a 4, gain an insanity. And Marlene, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You are in range. So let's throw the dart. That's a hit. And then again, these darts hit surprisingly hard. So wounding on a 3. That is a wound. So we will pick this up, shuffle it, and discard. All right, reflex. The monster flips upside down and glides on wriggling fingers, moving 2 spaces forward. All right. Would have preferred that not to happen. And the attacker suffers 1 brain damage. All right, so Marlene is down to 1 insanity. Got to get over to that blood pool. And that's everybody. We're back around. Mocking Bite, closest threat facing in range. So there's nobody in facing. And then closest survivor is going to be either Lysandra or Marlene. I'm going to choose Lysandra. So 2 speed, hitting on 3s. 2 hits. That's unfortunate because I definitely would have dodged if it was only 1. Where's Lysandra at here? So it's going to be 1 damage each, head and body. All right, well, we have to dodge the head. That's a heavy wound to the body. And then that will also trigger Fear 2 for Lysandra. Oh, and Desperate Strike 2 is 0 of 3, I think it was, or 5. 5. All right, and then she does gain Terrified. But she can get rid of that. Oh, I forgot to account for this stuff. Oh, well. All right. Back to our turn. So, what's our survival situation looking like? Marlene will encourage... Oh, no, Marlene... Yeah, that's fine, because encourage doesn't use up her action. We'll encourage Lysandra to stand up. Lysandra will step here for safety, and she will spend her turn getting rid of Terrified. Marlene will go here, and she will interact with the blood pool. With a 10, that's 1 insanity. That's exactly what she needs. All right. Leo, step up. Do your thing. 1 hit. Impervious. So we can't wound here, but we can still crit. Almost, not quite. And then Randolph. I'd rather have you in the front than the side. So he's hitting on 8s. No. Okay. Back to the monster. Hypnotic Strut. Monster full moves toward... Oh, boy. That's rough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, it'll park on top of the ladies. I got 1. All right, well, if I go that way, it only sits on one of them. So that's going to be Marlene. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Turns to face the most survivors is definitely going to be this way. And Intimidate. So they all suffer Flee. So if I'm remembering correctly, Flee is 1d5 insanity and run away. Knock down, knock back, 1d5. Got it. All right, so let's do this in order. Marlene will stagger off this way. She will gain 2 insanity, but that also means she will suffer 1 damage to her body. That's okay. Next up, we will do Randolph. Whoops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Knockdown. He will gain 4 insanity. And 1 damage to his legs. And then Leo. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so he's definitely going to go this way. He will gain 5 insanity. And 1 damage to his hands. All right, all things considered, that's all right. Not worth standing everybody up, because that would burn almost all. I don't even know if I have enough survival. So all we have is Lysandra. Who might as well take a swing. Ooh, we're getting close to that trap. All right, well, swing away. She's going to be 3 speed now. So hitting on 7s. 2 hits. Doesn't matter, but I like to make sure they're facing. Yep, there's the trap. Okay. Oops. There we go. So she gains Terrified. And she gains Death Count. I have to remember we have Dash now. I forgot about that. Don't think it would have mattered because I don't really have a ton of survival, but I have to remember. Yep, okay. Full moves away from all survivors. So we are on the clock. I really wish I understood how this... It's just going like random. There we go. That's one. Or, yeah, it'll tick up the one in a second. It's only a matter of time. And that's it. She can still move. So we might as well draw it back this way. Oh, it could go after Marie, though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Well, thanks for hanging out, Hime. Hope to see you again soon. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, so I need to make sure she stops there because I don't want it running off into the corner. All right, here we go. Mocking Bite, closest threat facing in range. So that's nobody. Closest survivor, I made sure it's equal. So it's just going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and stop there. So good news, everybody stands up. And we got to start attacking. Because this always happens. The person who gets survivalism doesn't make it. 6 wounds. I could do this. I can do this. Oh, she also gains a survival. I think my survival's up to 3, right? It is. Cool. So Lysandra will gain a survival. Oh, she was only at 1 to begin with. What am I doing? Okay. Unfortunately, she has to spend her turn getting rid of Terrified. And then just like hanging out over here. Randolph can get into range. Unlikely to hit. Oh, did get a hit. So Randolph is wounding on a 6, but he's critting on an 8. Which would be great. Oh, it's just a 10. Cool. I'll absolutely take that. So we ignore the reflex. Your weapon grinds against the stones on the monster's back, restoring it. Gain +1 strength token and regain any of that weapon's lost honed benefits. Nice. So that is another strength for Randolph, at least for the time being. Did I give there? I did not. Let's click those up real quick. All right. Leo probably should just headband since he can't attack. Oh, well, we only have the 1. Okay, well, that's suboptimal, but we'll do it as best we can. Stay there, because that would be dumb. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Marlene is in range for her darts. Darts will miss. Okay, this unfortunately ticks up to 2. Lysandra does get another survival for her trouble. Okay, and we know what this card is. So, Monster is just going to do this routine. I keep forgetting everybody has +1 natural evasion. I don't know if that would have mattered at any point, but I completely forgot about that for survival of the fittest. Right. So this will hit on 4s. Yeah, wouldn't have made a difference. Does Randolph have a survival? Oh, he has no survival. Okay, so that is going to be 1 damage to his hands. That's a heavy wound. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Knockdown. Probably going to stand him up. And another bleed. And that's that. All right. So, yeah, Lysandra will just fist pump Randolph because we need damage. Leo, let's just get in there. So Leo's now hitting on 5s. This should be a good round for us. 1 hit. Okay. So he's wounding on a 3. Ooh. That's unfortunate. Disarmed. That could not have happened at a worse time. Come on. There we go. Alrighty. Well, Randolph, get back in there. Hitting on 7s. Come on, y'all. Lysandra's gonna die. Get in there, girl. So 3 speed. Hitting on 6s. 2 hits. Oh, perfect hit would have been great. All right, let's pay attention this time. Okay, so we'll do this one first. So she's at 1, 2, 3. So wounding on a 4. That's a failure. My goodness, girl. It's like you don't even want to live. All right. Everybody adjacent suffers... Ooh, brain damage. Okay, brain damage. That's okay. Equal to bleed. Okay, so... Whoops. For Randolph, that's 2. For Lysandra, that's nothing. And then for Leo, that's 1. That's okay. And then we have this one. So again, what did I say? 1, 2, 3. Wounding on a 4. Wow! Lysandra, you're going to die! Move to the right. And then I think Marlene's just out of range now. Sure is. There's no way. Oh my god. All right, well, this ticks up to 3. We had a good shot. Dice were not in our favor. I mean, at some point, Lysandra's got to spend her lifetime reroll on, like, a wound roll or something, maybe. Right. Well, that's that. Hypnotic strut. Okay, that's actually, well, that's, oh, that's really bad. That is exceptionally bad. Holy shit. right, well, let's start with Lysandra. Yeah, she's done. There's nothing I can do about her. For her insanity, she'll gain 2 and suffer 1 damage to her head. Neat. So that's a severe injury to her head. With a 5. Intracranial hemorrhage, can no longer use or gain survival. Oh, I forgot. She's also frenzied. She shouldn't have been able to fist pump, but oh well. This injury is permanent. Cool. And gain a bleed. Well, it's not like it matters. She's going to die anyway. Every time. This survivor that gets survivalism is just cursed every game. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Knockdown. Gain 2 insanity. Suffer 1 damage. Also to the head. That's also a severe injury roll. With a 5. Is that another intracranial hemorrhage? It sure is. That's unfortunate. He was a good survivor, too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Knockdown. It's 2 insanity. 1 damage to the legs. All right, that's as good as that's going to get. She stops there. 1 insanity. And 1 damage to her body. Oh, man, I thought we had this. What happened? All right, well, ticks up to 4. Or no, that was the monster's turn. Hold on. But survivors are all knocked down. Marie can't do shit. So that just goes up to 4 now. And then we're back to the monster. Like, that's literally it. Closest threat in range, that's nobody. So he's going to finger strum. Oops. Fingers on the monster's back move vigorously as scores of startling pops sound from its arthritic knuckles. All non-death survivors suffer 1 brain damage. That's fine. That's totally fine. All right, so good news. Everybody stands up. And this is possible. It's not likely, but it's possible. All right, who are we going to start with? Let's start with Marlene. She needs to step up a little bit. And hit. All right, so she's wounding on a 3. Okay. This card goes away. And we draw one of these. Okay, we've got a couple opportunities for that. Let's start with Leo. Unfortunately, he's fist and toothing because he still hasn't picked up his axe. So he's going to be hitting on 8s. Oh. No dice. Might as well have Lysandra go for it. She will be hitting on 7s. Wow. Lysandra, you literally don't want to live. There's no reason not to, because she's literally going to die next turn, so she might as well use her lifetime reroll to just reroll one of those. Cool. And then Randolph. Randolph might as well just throw his Founding Stone to get rid of that hit location. Okay, gain 1 random monster. Oh, let's take care of the wound. I think I messed up the counter. The cards are the rule, though. Well, how many cards do we have in here? 1, 2. All right, yeah, so we should have 1 more wound. All right, gain 1 random monster resource. Pale Fingers. Persistent injury, lost humor. Your attack savages carefully cultivated cluster of egg mushrooms. The sparkle fades from the monster's wild irises. Affects some AI cards. Does it affect any that we currently have? Whoops. No. Cool. All right. Well, that's that. Unfortunately, Lysandra's heart explodes. I really thought we could pull that off. It does give us 2 endeavors, though. All right. Oh, God. And all the moves left in this deck suck. It's a 50% chance of being the Intimidate again. Which is fine. Like, we have... I mean, it's chipping us down, though. Okay. This is the less bad one right now. Hey, Shroom! Welcome back. Don't worry, I actually haven't streamed a whole lot lately. It's been a busy year, so... This probably might look exactly like it did last time you were here. All right, so we've got some good evasion, at least. So this is going to be hitting on 6s. One hit, because of course it is. Does Leo have any survival? He does. Probably worth the dodge. To the legs. Yeah, that's worth the dodge. All right. We need to finish this thing off. Leo, you're in position. You still don't have your axe, so hitting on 7s. 1 hit. Impervious, because of course it is. Randolph. Also hitting on 7s. I need to deal a wound here, because that Intimidate's going to mess me up. Come on, Marlene. All right, let's play this game again. Randolph. This card sucks. 3 insanity. 1 damage to the legs. Okay, that's survivable. Leo. Five insanity. 1 damage to the body. That's shockingly okay. And Marlene. Three insanity. To the head. Okay, whoops, wrong way. All right, and then we know how this plays out. Well, not necessarily, because we got a 50% chance of that happening again. Whoops. Gonna shuffle one more time, just because I feel like it. All right. Happens again. So they just go back to here, to here. Oh my God, get it together, Sam. And then we get to play that whole game again. Randolph. I mean, if we get out of this alive, we got plenty of insanity. 1 damage to the waist. Leo. 2. 1 damage to the waist. Marlene. 5. 1 damage to the head. That's a severe injury. The 4. Decapitation. So we're going to spend a lifetime reroll on that. A 5. That's another intracranial hemorrhage. You got to be kidding me. It's 2 useless survivors now. All right, so everybody does get to stand up because they've been knocked down the whole time. But nobody's in range to do anything. So it's just a matter of who do we want to take this attack, and it's got to be Leo. And we need some good rolls here. We're just stuck in this terrible loop. Can't even get to his weapon either. All right, so hitting on 6s, of course, and he's out of survival. So that's 1 damage to the legs. That's a severe injury. And that's a lifetime reroll. This is falling apart so quickly. 6. Torn Achilles. Gets knocked down. Skip the next hunt. Gain a bleed. Check. That doesn't knock him down, though. But going forward, he'll be knocked down when he suffers injuries. All right, that's not awful. Get knocked back. Get another bleed. All right, we just gotta finish this fucking thing. I have no founding stones. I just need to get rid of that intimidate attack. I cannot take another one of those. Randolph, do something, please. A hit. Okay. So, wounding on a 5. Still critting on an 8. Lost track. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, Leo, that doesn't really matter. Well, let's go there. Marlene. Misses. Cool. All right, so it's the tail whip. So I guess we'll go here and choose Marlene. Marlene at least has survival and isn't stacked on bleed. So let's be hitting on 4s. Only one hit, and we're almost definitely going to dodge to her legs. Do we just take it? I think we do. Yeah, that's fine. That's like a best case scenario. Okay. So we'll let these two go, and then we'll see if Leo tries to get his weapon. Randolph. No hits. Marlene. No hit. So it's not worth sending Leo in, so he's just going to go pick up his weapon. And we know what this next card is. Okay, well, at least Randolph is left out of here. So Marlene will go here. Pretty sure Leo will go this way. Marie, just lie in the corner. All right, so Randolph is safe. Leo will gain 3 insanity, suffer 1 damage to his body. Okay. Marlene gain 4 insanity, suffer 1 damage to her head. That's another severe injury roll. Marlene is dead. It's 2 more endeavors. I don't know what I'm going to do with all these endeavors. this early. I need to win this freaking fight, though. And then Marie, just because we have to. Marie will gain 4 insanity. 1 damage to her waist. Okay. So Randolph, you're the only one that's really going to be doing anything. Might as well get into the blind spot. Hitting on 7s. Got a hit. Parry off. So if I remember correctly, a parry can be wounded, but only on a crit. Type of hit location. This hit location represents the monster skillfully deflecting an attack. When attempting to wound parry hit locations, all wound attempts fail unless the wound result is a crit. So good news. Randolph crits on an 8. Bad news, that's not an 8. He would be disarmed. All right, monster turns to face you. Would be disarmed, but he's using Fist and Tooth, so nothing happens. And we just repeat. God. I think this is still the better play because it leaves Randolph available. So Leo. Falling apart, team. My goodness. That's what I get for being confident. Leo. 2 insanity. 1 damage to his waist. Marie. 2 insanity. Oops. 1 damage to her head. Cool, that's a severe injury. With a 6. That's better than nothing. Death. -1 permanent evasion and a bleed. So the good news is she won't... no, that's not immortal, not non-death. Okay. Leo gets to stand up. Can't really do anything. He can try to get into range. Randolph. Two hits. Okay. Shroom, it's been downhill for like the last hour, friend. This has been a disaster. All right. On to the monster turn. We know what it is. So nobody's actually in range. Because he can't get Randolph into the spot. So it's going to be a finger strum, which is a brain damage, right? Yeah. All right. Trying to think what the right play is here. Well, Randolph has to get rid of Terrified. Let's start with that. So we can't get into range to attack. So I think the best we do is this. So if it's the Intimidate card, it is what it is. If it's the Tailspin, but then we just sit here and do nothing. No, we have to try to take an attack if it happens. I mean, they're both beat to shit, so I don't think it really matters who takes the hit. I'll leave it up to fate. All right. Oh, he does get survival, though. I forgot about that. He gets survival. Okay, let's rethink that then, because he can dash. Yeah, just spend the survival to dash. No, better off this way, I think. Or is it, no, that's fine. This is probably better. For once. No such luck. All right, well, that was everything we could do. All right, so that's just going to target Randolph. Hitting on 4. Says 1 damage each. Hands and waist. That's severe to the hands. The 5. Ruptured muscle. No fighting arts. That's no big deal. Gain a bleed. Oh, he's just dead. Because then he'll get a bleed from that. All right, I don't... All right, we're gonna play this. We're gonna play this out, but I think I see where this is going. At least we don't have to worry about the death count anymore. All right, well, Leo's got his axe back. That's something. With a hit. Nothing bad here. So wounding on a 3. We dealt a wound. So we got rid of the Intimidate card. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. So we know what this is going to be. This will hit on 6. Hands and legs. It's a severe to the legs. Give it a 2. I think he's already used his lifetime reroll. He has. He's dead. All right. That was catastrophic. And I'm going to do something that it actually kind of hurts me to do. So we had such a good start. So I think what I'm going to do on next stream, because this is so frustrating, I'm just going to replay Lantern Year 1. Like, same characters, same everything, and we're just going to try this fight again. We'll redo the hunt phase, and then we'll redo this croc. Because that was insane. We were doing so good, and then it just completely fell apart. Like I can tell you how many rolls I failed in a row. Like, oh, wound on a 3, roll a 2, double ones, like insanity. Um, so yeah, for my own not wanting to flip the table, I'm just gonna replay Lantern Year 1 next week. Before I forget, that also means I lose the free paint I got. That was exciting for a minute. But we got off to such a good start. And if I have to do the prologue 2 weeks in a row, I'm going to lose my mind. So that's what we're going to do. We're just going to run it back. All right, folks. I'm going to go cry. But thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Apologize if I was getting a little too salty there, but this game will do that to you sometimes. So, folks, thanks for checking us out. As always, reminder, you can find all the VODs over on YouTube. You can see every mess that happened prior to this. And YouTube folks, please check the link in the description where you could come watch these happen live on Twitch. So, honestly, that's it. I'm going to sign off here. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. And we're going to try again next week. I'm going to get this croc. I'm going to do it. Good night, y'all.